Welcome to the AI and Future of Work podcast. I'm Marcus Chen, joined by Sofia Rodriguez. Today, we're diving deep into from contract to automation, turn client agreements into hands-off workflows, and how it can transform your life as a digital nomad. If you want to work smarter, earn more, and reclaim your time through AI, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
Quick story to hook you. A friend of mine missed a milestone for a remote client while crossing time zones, lost a partial payment, and then spent 2 days rebuilding trust. 2 weeks later, we turned that client's contract into an automated workflow, calendar events, a milestone checklist, and an invoice trigger. And the same client sent a referral 3 months later. That turnaround, that's what we'll build today.
I love that rescue story, Marcus. It highlights the pain. A signed contract should mean predictable work, not panic. Today, we're going to move from friction to flow, but we'll keep the human checks that matter. Let's start with the core problems nomads face when contracts hit their inbox.
Problem and pain, short version. Clauses buried in PDFs, ambiguous deliverable dates, invoices sent late because there was no trigger, and time zone headaches. Nomads often juggle clients in multiple time zones and lose context when they file a contract and move on. Missed clauses mean missed revenue or broken relationships. Sophia, give a quick example listeners can relate to.
Sure. Imagine a contract that says deliverable due within 30 days of contract signing and also notes client review within 7 business days. If you don't capture those as structured data, you won't get a calendar reminder, you won't schedule the review, and you may miss acceptance windows that affect payment. That's why parsing clauses into obligations is the foundation for automation. Also, privacy concerns. Sending contracts to third-party services without redaction is risky. We'll cover mitigations later.
High-level solution. Parse contracts into structured obligations. Map those obligations to automations, calendar, invoices, SOPs, and put a human-in-the-loop review before any client-facing action. Trade-offs. More automation reduces cognitive load, but increases risk if parsing fails. Always add review gates for critical actions like invoices or legal acceptance.
Now for the tool stock I recommend for a minimal, reliable setup. Document parsing, Google Document AI or Doc Parser, an LLM for clause extraction and normalization, OpenAI GPT family, an automation platform, Make or Zapier, and a workspace for tasks and SOPs, Notion or Google Workspace. Side by side, OpenAI gives flexible NLU and prompt control. Google Document AI is strong at structured PDF extraction and table parsing, and Microsoft plus Doc Parser is a good enterprise option with better enterprise data controls. Latency and price notes. Document AI can be faster for large PDFs, but OpenAI excels at semantic extraction. Cost depends on volume, so pick what matches your monthly contract load.
Here's the exact prompt/stack I use for clause extraction. Read this prompt verbatim into your LLM step. You will be given the text of a client contract. Extract the following structured fields as JSON: contract ID, client name, signature date, deliverables, name, description, due date expression, review window, payment terms, amount, frequency, due after signature days, notice periods, termination clauses, confidentiality clauses. For each deliverable, normalize due date expression into either an absolute date if signature date is provided, or a rule such as 30 days after signature. Flag any ambiguous or conditional language. Output only valid JSON. That prompt gives you a machine-readable result you can map into automations.
I'll walk a step-by-step checklist so listeners can finish a basic implementation in a day. Step 1, upload the contract PDF to your parser, Doc Parser or Google Document AI, and extract raw text and tables. Step 2, run the clause extraction prompt Marcus just read in your LLM. Step 3, map JSON fields to actions, deliverables to calendar events and task items, payment terms to invoice triggers and reminder schedules, confidentiality to tagging and storage rules. Step 4, configure automations in Make or Zapier that listen for new parsed JSON and create Notion tasks, Google Calendar events, and draft invoices in QuickBooks or Stripe. Step 5, test with a sample contract and always run my human-in-the-loop review before sending invoices or client notifications. Specific example prompts you can paste into your task automation. For calendar event creation use, create calendar event, title equals deliverable.name client review, date equals normalized date deliverable.due date expression, reminders equals 14 days before and 2 days before, description equals deliverable.description, review window deliverable.review window. For invoice triggers, if payment terms due after signature days is defined, schedule invoice at signature date plus due after signature days and send payment reminder 7 days before due date unless paid. These are template rules. Keep them visible in your SOP so you and your client can audit them.
Curious? Let's do a quick tool comparison note for note. OpenAI for semantic extraction, excellent for ambiguous language and normalization. Google Document AI for structured PDFs and table-heavy contracts, faster at page layout parsing. Microsoft plus Doc Parser, strong if you need enterprise controls and on-prem options. For automation platforms, Make gives more visual control for complex logic. Zapier is easier for lightweight stocks. Price tip. If you process dozens of contracts monthly, prefer a pay-per-use document AI with volume discounts and keep the heavy NLP in OpenAI only when you need normalization.
Real Nomad results. 2 compressed case studies. Case A, freelance designer, converted 5 contracts into automated workflows. Before, 6 hours a week managing milestones and invoices, 2 late payments per quarter. After, 90% reduction in manual milestone checks, 0 late payments in 6 months, reclaimed 5 hours a week to travel and market. Case B, solo dev working with agencies. Before, missed scope clauses caused scope creep and unpaid extras. After, automated delivery checklists and pre-built SOPs led to faster acceptance cycles and a 15% increase in billable clarity, meaning fewer disputes and more predictable income. These are representative results. Your mileage depends on testing and review discipline.
Potential pitfalls, misparsed clauses, privacy and exposure of sensitive contract data, over-automation that removes human judgment. Practical catches. Always flag conditional language like subject to or upon approval for manual review. Redact clients' personal data before sending to public APIs if your contract contains sensitive info. Log every automated action and provide an easy undo or manual override in your workflow dashboard. If you automate invoicing, require 1 human approval step before sending the first invoice for a new client.
And a few ethical guardrails. Tell clients you use automation, get opt-in for storing contracts and third-party services, and keep a record of who approved what. These small transparency steps preserve trust, which is priceless when you're traveling between time zones and relying on reputation.
CTA time. Head to nomadlifesuccess.com/AI tools to download our episode prompt pack. That includes the clause extraction JSON prompt, calendar and invoice mapping templates, and a 1-page mapping worksheet you can use during setup. Bonus, sign up and you'll get a short checklist for redaction and a sample human-in-the-loop approval email. Automate the ordinary, amplify the extraordinary.
That's our complete breakdown of From Contract to Automation, turn client agreements into hands-off workflows. Remember, automate the ordinary, amplify the extraordinary. Head to nomadlifesuccess.com/AI tools to access our full AI toolkit, including Dream Guide AI and LifePath AI. While you're there, check out our online courses and audio courses. Subscribe and we'll see you in the next episode.